Good morning. Come on in, come on in, come on in. I hope that y'all are well. Y'all know I be anal about my. It gotta be right. The makeup artist in me. It's gotta make sure that it's right. Sometimes I miss doing makeup. Y'all see my nails too? I'm gonna fix it. I'm gonna do a whole new set when I get off here. But I love, like, sometimes I miss doing makeup. But not enough for me to get back at it, baby. I don't miss them hands hurting, the back hurting, and them feet hurting. I don't miss that. Okay? But I do miss, like, the consistent community. But anyway, come on in. I'm so excited. It's so much stuff happening. All week I have been just kind of like dropping a bunch of different things. If you're on my email list, you saw earlier this week I dropped off a clarity tool to help you get emotional clarity for free. And then I dropped my $10,000 AI bot that helps you identify your monetizable skills for the women that's going to be joining me in the masterclass next week. Monetize Like a Muse. What that did is a diagnostic. It asks you specifically 5 questions, and those 5 questions from your answers is going to let you know 2 to 3 monetizable skills that you have internally that you can go and make anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000. Excuse me. So yeah, really excited about that. I dropped that. It's already getting great reviews. So yeah, so I'm really excited about that for the women that's going to be in class. And then today, I'm going to be talking about why magnetic women don't chase. So this is going to be fun. This is going to be a fun conversation. And when I say magnetic women don't chase, I'm not just talking about like in regard to men. So the real, like, full title of this live is The Magnetic Woman Has Structure. And this is why she doesn't chase men, she doesn't chase clients, and she doesn't chase money. These things come to her. She magnetizes these things to her. If this is your first time joining me, my name is Elle Antoinette. I am a mentor to women of wealth and power. And what I do specifically is that I help high-performing women. These women are extremely powerful, but I help them regulate their emotions, restore their power so that they can lead, so that they can earn, and so that they can attract from energetic alignment. A lot of women are attaining things, like you're attaining a bunch of money, you've gotten in a business, or you attain this role at a corporation or a company where you're making a whole lot of money, but you can't sustain that because you're operating against your feminine design. A lot of women hustle to make their first $100,000. A lot of women hustle. A lot of women you see at the top that are making that type of money, they are in hustle mode. They have to be extremely masculine. Their feminine magnetism dwindles. It's a whole lot of stuff that ends up happening when you chase achievement. What you have to understand as a woman is this, okay? You value, psychologically, you value connection over achievement. This means that this doesn't mean you shouldn't be achieving. And I'm telling you this as a person who has built a 6-figure plus business from the ground up. You most definitely should be achieving. You most definitely should have your goals, your plans, and all those things. But the reality of the situation is that you value connection over achievement. Okay? And what you have to understand about that aspect is if you move achievement over being connected, starting with yourself, you are going to lose connection with self. This is why a lot of women who come at the top, who make a lot of money, they end up having womb issues like fibroids, womb issues like polycystic ovarian, womb issues like endometriosis. And this is coming from someone who healed her 21-year issue of an irregular cycle because I used to be stressed out. That's stressed out. So I am telling you, it causes these type of issues, and your magnetism and having the proper structure is what sets you up so you don't have to chase things, because what you don't understand is that it goes against your feminine design to chase. I don't care what they tell you. I'm telling you the science. Let me tell you something. Everything I give you is going to come from scripture, science, and psychology. I literally, for a living, teach women how to regulate their emotions, how to restore their power so that they can lead, earn, and attract from energetic alignment. The reason why you're not sustaining the money, the type of relationships that you want, or the type of clients that you want is because you are chasing it. And when you are chasing something, that means that it is running from you energetically. And one of my modalities is that I am an energetic psychology practitioner, so I can tell you how emotions impact you on a cellular level. I can tell you that your anger is going to cause your liver disruption. I can tell you that if you continue to stress out and have these toxic relationships, you could potentially blow your adrenals, which could position you to possibly even go deaf. See, a lot of people think dialysis is the top. See, you can go deaf too. Imagine not listening to your body being in stress for years, over years, over years, over years, to going from not listening to not being able to hear at all. And everything I give you, like I said, is rooted in scripture, science, and psychology. And this is why it tells you not to worry and not to stress in scripture. This is why it tells you not to give anger a foothold, because it literally destroys your being. It destroys your organs, which is why women should be very careful about the things they allow themselves to go after. You should not be chasing anything. Like I told y'all yesterday when I went live, provision and protection are the bare minimum. But it is faith that is the feminine frequency that you keep abandoning, which is why you don't find protection and provision in people that you seek it from. You are not an energetic match for that. And as a woman, there are 3 things you should be extremely rooted in. You should be rooted in spiritual law. If you are a believer, my strong recommendation is scripture, because that's what I live by. Scripture, the science of your design, science, and the psychology of your lineage, so you do not repeat the cycles of your lineage. Okay? So those are the 3 things, if you want to thrive on this earth, that you need to really pay attention to, so that you can set up your next lineage. Because if you're really wanting to build generational wealth, which consists of these 5 key areas: financial resources, yes, leader babies, the money. Emotional fulfillment, teach them how to be teach them how to be, so they don't make the money their identity. Emotional fulfillment is generational wealth. Time freedom is generational wealth. Teach them how not to be slaves of the system by you becoming the first one to free yourself. Okay? Healthy relationships is a part of generational wealth. Model what relationships and healthy conflict and healthy communication and what these things are to look like, so that you can strengthen your bloodline. Everybody want to have babies, but nobody want to strengthen the bloodline. Nobody want to set the next generation up for success. I mean, y'all really took getting it out the mud too far. So we're talking about financial resources, emotional fulfillment, time, freedom, healthy relationships, and growth and purpose. That is what generational wealth consists of. So we're speaking about generational wealth. We're speaking about all 5 of those buckets that you are pouring into. And when I tell you, you don't have to run around the world and chase to be able to create this reality. You just need to develop the proper structure. Because like I said, today we're talking about how the magnetic woman has structure. And that's why she don't chase clients, she don't chase men, and she don't chase money. But all of these things tend to consistently find her. Y'all gotta understand something. Y'all think attraction is physical. Attraction is science. I'm a freaking nerd. I love looking this stuff up, because I had to figure out the science of my own life so I could lose 100 pounds, because I used to be 100 pounds heavier. I had to figure out the science of business so I could figure out how to get out of the corporate system where I was working a full-time job that was not paying me what I needed to be paid, even though I had a master's degree. I had a bridal business doing makeup, and I was working part-time at Mac, and I still was not having what I was supposed to have. So I had to figure out the science of what I was doing that was messing me up and keeping me in these states of mind. So when I realized that attraction is science and a mirror, and I figured it all out, all praises to the Most High, and I found the things in Scripture, how you needed to be rooted in Scripture first if you wanted to stop being an overthinker and you wanted to take your thoughts captive, and how if you took your thoughts captive, you would be less emotionally reactive. Because I used to have an anger problem. See, all these things. I was 100 pounds heavier, had an anger problem, was going bald in the center of my head, had polycystic ovarian syndrome, and was mad as hell and was broke. And I had to get down to the science and like the spiritual aspect of it, the science and the psychology of what I was doing wrong. And as a result of that, I've been able to get these results and help my clients get massive, amazing results as well in the same areas. Women who come to work with me, they 10x their income Men have come to work with me and 10x their income. Women have come to work with me and elevated their health and improved their health. Women have come to me and lost as low as 50 pounds all the way to 70. Women have come to work with me and started removing relationships that were draining them and holding them back. Women have come to work with me and started attracting relationships that support and add value to the ultimate value that they know that they are. All of these things are rooted in scriptural law, science of self, and psychology of your lineage. Understanding those things and operating according to your authentic identity is what is going to make you magnetic. This is you setting down the structure. Okay? So let's go ahead and get straight into it. I know we talked about several things during the week. If you're not subscribed to my YouTube channel, make sure you go over there and you subscribe so you can catch all the videos that I went over earlier this week where we've been kind of dissecting this thing. So let's go ahead and get into it. I want to set the frequency real quick. I've talked about how you're not too much, you're just unstructured. I've talked about how you're not blocked, you're just bracing for the next thing to go wrong. And I'm going to get into how in a lot of spaces you're not invisible, you're just uncontained. You're just uncontained. The live that I'm about to have with you is not about hustle hacks. I don't teach women how to hustle. I teach women how to quantum jump from making $250 to coming up to $15K in sales. I'm not for play. You come over here when you want to get your energetics right. You come over here when you're ready to receive. You come over here when you're ready to really do the work. So this is not going to be a live about hustle hacks because I don't have that. Okay? Thank you. I appreciate that. This is not, or let me say this is for high functioning women who want to hold their power and not just perform it. Chasing achievements like degrees, and I'm degreed up. Chasing achievements like degrees, chasing, achievements like let me go make more money, let me go do this so I can feel better about myself. You have to remember that is going against your feminine design. Achievement is second to connection in your authentic feminine core nature. Men value achievement over connection. Women value connection over achievement. You have to understand, in order for you to achieve the goals that you think that you even want to achieve, you have to first connect with yourself. That is the only way that you can achieve. And what I'm telling you right now is feminine psychology. Women value connection over achievement, which is why you get frustrated with him when he tell you that he have to work and he don't have time because you don't understand, because connection is so important to you. But that's because you don't understand the science and the psychology of yourself. And because you do not understand the psychology and the science of yourself, you think that men operate the way we do, and they don't. And if you are going to be in relationship with men, whether it is friendship or whatever the case may be, you might want to figure out how you operate internally, psychologically, scientifically, and you might want to figure out how they operate because it's extremely different. Equally powerful, different in design, different in function. And when you understand that, you'll be able to work with, and you'll have less problems and friction with them. Okay? So, like I said, this is not for women who are trying to perform. This is for women who actually want to hold power. This is not for women who are starting off manifesting and, I just manifested my first $10,000 client, yada, yada, yada. This is for women who want to hold space to continue to bring in $10,000 clients. I am not here to teach you basic manifestation because that is basic. Anybody can manifest money. It's real easy. It's so easy. It's so simple. The difficult part about it is you stepping out and having the faith and the belief and walking according to the law of assumption, which is basically letting you know that you are trusting that the creator of all things is going to supply what is in accordance to you because you are in alignment. Okay? So that means you're that means you're showing up, that means you're promoting, that means you're marketing, because people are going to go in. You are sowing seeds because you understand universal law. You understand the law of sowing and reaping. The law of sowing and reaping that says, whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. So if you continue to sow value, you know that value is going to reap unto you. So you don't stop because people say there is no money. You don't stop because the news is saying, oh, we're in a recession. When have you ever seen the Most High's people taken to a space where they were in a state of famine? They were always flourishing, even though the famines were going on all around them. So why are you so disconnected? Because you lack belief. So again, this is not about hustle hacks. So if you're coming over here for that, wrong room. Okay? Wrong room. This is for high functioning women who want to hold their power, not just perform it. Okay? Let's talk about what actually makes a woman magnetic and why yours hasn't been converting to wealth. Why yours hasn't been converting to the devotion that you desire from a partner. Let's talk about why this hasn't been converting to consistent clients in your business. And now you're questioning if the Most High even told you to come out here and do this. Sweetheart, do you understand that there's always provision in the vision? There's always, as someone who quit their government job at 35 to start a business, I am now 41. Let me just tell you. Ever since I left, trust me when I tell you, I ain't missed a beat. Okay? I've done nothing but elevate and elevate and elevate and elevate and elevate. And that is what happens when you come into a space of alignment. And I've been able to bring women with me to elevate and elevate and elevate and elevate and elevate. But you got to be ready to do the work when you come over here. I am not child's play. Yes, I will help you operate according to your feminine design. Yes, you will ooze feminine energy. Yes, you will be so magnetic that you radiate. Yes, people will always want to seek you out. But I am also the woman that will teach you how to stick to your boundaries so you are not drained, because you understand that you are a fountain. Understand this. I am not child's play. And this is not for kids. So if you don't want to grow up, this ain't your space. Okay? Thank you, my love, for these gifts, these comments, and these likes. This is not your space. This is for grown women over here. So if you want to be grown and you want to really operate according to your magnetism, then you are going to enjoy understanding and becoming aware in this space. And if you are really about that life, you're going to make a serious decision today about how you're going to now invest your time, your energy, your attention, and your money only into things that are going to elevate your magnetic status. Everybody got it? Drop a purple heart in the comments to let me know that you are present, okay? And put a 1 in the comments to let me know that you hear me clearly before I go ahead and get started, because the next thing I'm going to tap into is her desires, as in the her you desire to be, the her you want to become, her desires versus her disorder. Okay? Thank you so much. Okay. So let's talk about it. I want to speak to your craving. Right? And what's really going on. I want to speak to the things that you are craving on the inside of you that you may not be speaking about and you may not be saying out loud. You have a desire to be pursued, to be paid, and to be prioritized. Ain't nothing wrong with that. Everybody want to be pursued. Every woman desires to be pursued and sought after. That is a very natural element. Don't allow anyone to make you feel wrong or small or like you want to be picked. Everybody wants to be desired. Nobody wants to be in any space where they don't feel like they're being pursued and sought after. That is a authentic, innate experience that you are having as a woman. It's a part of our design. It is also a desire of yours that is natural to want to be paid. When Eve got here, the lights was on. She had food to eat. It was a whole garden. It was abundance. The man was already there. All she had to do was walk into the space. So, of course, naturally, you want to be taken care of. Of course, naturally, you want to be positioned. And, of course, naturally, you want to be prioritized. All of these things are extremely normal and natural when it comes down to your authentic feminine nature. A lot of you are also desiring to be seen without overexposing yourself. A lot of you are dreaming of overflow, but you are addicted to effort, meaning you always have to feel like you need to do something. But let's figure out where that really comes from and what's really happening here. Because emotional intelligence has been a buzzword, I want to say, for the last, for sure, 3 years. And I'm an emotional intelligence practitioner, so I teach emotional intelligence and I embody emotional intelligence. But a lot of women who are or who may have raised their emotional intelligence still are emotionally inconsistent. So though you have intellectualized all of the knowledge around what emotional intelligence looks like, all the therapy terms, all of these different things. Hey, my love, and thank you for these likes and these gifts. But you're still lacking, all the terms, and you're still lacking the ability to manage your emotional reactions when things happen in life. You still are emotionally inconsistent with how you still up and down. And you're wondering why your money up and down. And you're wondering why your love life up and down. Because how you do one thing is how you do all things, especially spiritually, energetically, and mentally, whether you realize it or not. If you are a shortcut person, you are always looking for the shortcut. And if you are a shortcut person, you are always looking for the bargain. If you are always looking for the bargain, you are always looking for the cheapest thing. You're not really checking for quality. You're checking to just get it. You're not even checking for sustainability. You just want to get it. I just want a man. I just want a man. I just want a man. You just want a man, but you don't want a healthy relationship. Because you refuse to build a healthy relationship with yourself. You want a lot of money and claim that you can manage it, but you have a problem managing yourself. You will go sit in 1,000,000 horror movies, but you are scared to sit alone with your own thoughts because you feel like it's going to drive you crazy. Your mind is the real scary movie. Your mind is the real horror film. And you don't realize that. You're emotionally intelligent, but emotionally inconsistent. You got a business, you're running with it. You got your offers, but you keep tweaking your offers. And that's your energy leaking. You keep tweaking your offers because nobody buying. You put a $10,000 offer out there one time and nobody buys. So all of a sudden you want to bring the price down to $2,500. And you want somebody who is on the energetic spectrum of ready to pay $10,000 to respect and to energetically feel like they're aligned with you because you dropped the price. You drop the price out of doubt. You drop the price because you lack belief. You drop the price because of that. All of these things are rooted back to you. And people can feel your desperation because the first thing that you're going to do is lower that price. The next thing you're going to do is take that cheesy, desperate energy and go into people's DMs. Then you're going to start emailing people a whole bunch of times. Then you're going to start doing a whole bunch of posting. And despite all the effort, energetically, money is not attracted to you. Money is actually repelled. Much repelled, like how you repelled by the man at the gas station that always try to talk to you, who smell like he been outside for 12 years. Repelled. Let me tell you something. Men lie, women lie. Numbers can be skewed. Numbers can be manipulated, and data can be skewed. But energetics never lie. Your energy will always tell on you. You cannot see. See, we only have vision here with the 3D. But if you really had real vision to be able to see what all is actually around you, you would recognize that you have an energetic field around you. And it tells you in scripture that so a man thinketh in his heart, so is he. And your heart is sending out a vibration to others that people are responding to, and they are coming into that magnetic field. And because you lack so much awareness of self, you're still trying to figure out why you attract people into your space, or experience into your space, or environments into your space that shrink you, that drain you, and that devalue you. It's all because you devalue yourself. You haven't checked and set the frequency. Therefore, there is no standard. And because of that, you struggle. So your magnetism is not what it's supposed to be. It's not giving you joy. It's not putting you in the position to feel like you're riding the waves of the fruit of the spirit. You don't feel joy. You don't feel peace. You don't feel love. How are you in a relationship and don't feel love? Huh? How? That is misalignment. That is misalignment due to misaligned beliefs, misaligned energy within self. If you are misaligned, you are going to attract more misalignment. Point blank, period. So tweaking your offers and changing them and doing this and doing that to try to be affordable. And let me help y'all out with that. Let me help y'all out, because somebody came and asked me a question the other day and say, how do you preserve your energy in spaces where people cannot afford your product or your service, and yada, yada, yada. And I immediately said, you don't position yourself to speak to people who can't afford your products and your services. And a lot of people don't want to hear that, because let me tell you why that's important. I'm talking specifically to us who want to go back to the hood and do things. You can't help the hood if you're sitting in the hood. You need to go to those who got the money. You get the money, and then you come back to the hood and you scholarship the one who has the work ethic. You scholarship the one who has the energetic, who's ready to do the energetic shift to put themselves in a better position. Then you go and help them because you have the resources. You can't help anybody, you ain't got nothing. You have nothing to offer but fumes. And they are looking at your life because you were simply just talking. And I said this yesterday. Y'all got to understand, especially if you are out here representing the Most High, you are out here saying that, you represent Christ and you're doing this. Do you understand what the commandments say about that? When it talks about how the Most High says, don't take the Most High's name in vain. This means don't misrepresent. And to misrepresent, a part of misrepresenting is for you to be out here talking all of this jargon and your life is not reflective of the God that you claim you serve. Your God is not broke. The Most High is not broke. And if you are in a position to where you are broke, that means you are in a broken state of mind. And I don't care in what area. You're not broke in the area of love energy. You're not broke in the area of money energy. You're not broke in these areas. You are broke. You've broken up with the connection of self. And you need to get back reconnected. Because your magnetism is revealing. The things that are in your life are revealing the things that are within your heart. You understand that there is not a secret of the soul that the behavior is not going to reveal, sweetheart, which is why belief impacts biology, and biology influences the way you behave. That's why when you think you're pregnant, you're throwing up, you're doing this, you're doing that. But then you go to the doctor, you take a pregnancy test, and you find out you're not pregnant. Then you stop throwing up. You stop all these things. Why? Because the brain is that powerful. It can trick the body, which is why you have to be careful about your beliefs, which is why it tells you in Scripture to take your thoughts captive, which is why it tells you in Scripture to guard your gates. Because it is easy for you to be programmed. How about that? And you're going to run according to your program. And if you never reprogram your mind and you never rewire your nervous system for safety, you're never going to receive the money, the love, the clients that you want. I told you attraction is science, but the root of it is spiritual. And if you don't understand spiritual law, the science of yourself, and the psychology of your lineage, prepare to repeat toxic cycles. Prepare for that to be your life story. Prepare for you to slam the door in the people who are coming behind you, because they're going to have to pick up the pieces to figure it out. There are 2 pathways being created right now, specifically in this country. People are going to be positioned for forward progression, or people are going to be positioned for poverty. Choose your door. And you better choose it now. You are choosing it with the decisions that you make. The things that you choose to invest your time, your energy, your attention, and your money into that are not elevating your value, that are not amplifying your value. Degrees don't amplify your value, they amplify your knowledge, and they position you if you're getting a skill set. That's why when you go into these 9-to-5s and you are thinking that you're articulating your value so they can pay you more, paper don't make you valuable. Don't you understand that? That's why the Most High tells you that the love of money is the root of all evil, because you should not be worshiping money, because money is made up of 75% cotton, 25% linen. For those who hide in $10,000 in your house and in your pillows, money is made up of 75% cotton, 25% linen. And when that dollar finally does crash, it is nothing but a piece of paper, much like a lot of our degrees. So you are not defined, and your identity is not rooted in paper. See, y'all missed that. And because your identity is rooted in paper, you will sacrifice yourself for, which is why it says the love of money is the root of all evil, because you will sacrifice yourself for it by becoming your own enemy, stealing your own joy, killing your own confidence until you self-destruct, all because you refused your birthright of abundance. And you want to do it the hard way. You want to do it the hard way. You had to get it out the mud. No. So all this tweaking and, being so emotionally intelligent and being emotionally inconsistent, and all this tweaking your offers, when your energy, is really leaking. And I'm going to tell you something else that I'm exposed the root of why women are in this space too. You out here chasing men, you out here chasing clients, you out here chasing clarity because you don't have no structure. I'm going to say that again. You out here chasing men, you out here chasing clients, you out here chasing clarity because you have no structure. And it literally tells you in scripture that without a vision, the people will perish. But ting. This is why it also tells you that you should write the vision down and make it plain. But because you have no vision and because it's not written down, guess what? You have no structure to look to. So you are out here YOLO and you are out here just winging it. You are out here just trying to figure it out. When you literally come with a blueprint. But because you won't dissect yourself the way that you dissect that man, you don't understand how your design even works. So you don't see the value in yourself, which is why other people drain you of your value. They use your skill sets, that your knowledge that you've gotten from college. They use your business savviness to be able to elevate their life experience. And then they leave you alone to go take that experience and deal with someone else. All because you don't understand your value. So all of these things because you don't have the structure. And like I said, the title of this live today is Magnetic Women. The magnetic woman has structure, which is why she does not have to chase clients, men, or money. Because she literally has a structure. But the magnetic woman, she's not random. The magnetic woman, she's regulated. The magnetic woman, she's structured. And that's why she receives without chasing, because she is structured. But see, a lot of you try to run from structure because you want to rebel from routine. And you don't realize the reason why your womb is not working the way it's supposed to is because you have rebelled from your routine. See, when you abandon rest, when rest is required for your body, rest is required for your womb, there is a period of phase in your menstrual cycle phases. It's one of them that you are called to rest. And when you do not rest, you throw the body out of balance. And once you throw the body out of balance, that really means that you have thrown a major organ out of balance. Do you understand what it takes for you not to have a cycle? Coming from someone who had a regular cycle for 21 years and healed that gap. Do you understand? Do you understand that you have a cycle? Here are the things, the organs that have to be strong and have to be in balanced. Your heart, your kidneys, your liver, and your spleen. So if you are not having a cycle, if your cycle is inconsistent, it is irregular, it is because one of those major vital organs is off. It's not just what you eat, baby, because let me tell you something. Emotions, the definition of emotions basically is energy in motion. And every single one of those organs that I named are associated with a specific emotion. And when you allow a certain emotion to sit too long in a space, it begins to start to destroy that organ. See, y'all, here's what y'all missing. Let me show you the pipeline. Let me show you how society, especially in this country, how they got you. You want me to tell you? They promoted and they promote toxic information. They give you toxic food. They give you toxic media. Because all of these things, and by definition, toxic is a slow poison. So they give you all of these things, right? They poison your mind, they poison your body, they poison all of these things. And that is going to position you to become a slave to their system because now you are sick. You're not just physically sick. See, you think you're just physically sick when the physical manifestation of you being sick started at the spirit when you did not guard your gates. And if you want a clear example of that, let me go ahead and take us back to the pandemic. Okay? So let's go back to the pandemic real quick. That was something that we never experienced. Anything that we thought that was nothing that we thought was ever going to happen in our lifetime. All this stuff. So it's a lot of information going out, and a lot of people were running around here rooted in fear. A lot of people were worried. And when you worry, here's what they know that you don't know, that I now know, because I've done this research and this work. And it's why my clients come to me. Worry weakens your immune system. Your immune system is your defense system against illness and sickness. Worry specifically, the energy of worry, when it sits in your body, it goes directly to your spleen. Thank you, my love. It goes directly to your spleen. But before it gets to your spleen, worry, the energy of it goes all the way to your bone marrow. And then your bone marrow starts to send out these things called T stem cells. And these T stem cells will go to your spleen and throw your spleen out of balance. Want to know why so many women have IBS? Because their spleen is out of balance. And the spleen can no longer work with the stomach, which is why you are now constipated, why you are now going to the bathroom and you see pebbles, which is why you are going to the bathroom and you feel like nothing is happening and you are always bloated and all these different type of things. It started from your worry. And because you allowed your immune defenses to come down, you welcome sickness and viruses and illnesses and all these different things into your body, all because there is such dis-ease. Thank you. And dis-ease is a lack of harmony within self. Yeah. Yeah. So a lot of people in COVID, the reality of the situation, a lot of them prepared their bodies to receive that because they weakened their own immune system. Because like I said, it told you in scripture to capture your thoughts. Set your mind on things that are above. If you are a believer, why was you out here even submitting to things that's saying, how are you out here allowing society to tell you that you're going to get sick? You're going to allow them to make you curse yourself to the point to where you worry, to where you let down your defenses and welcome it in. I'm telling you, all this stuff you can go look up too. Everything I teach comes from scripture, science, and psychology. Most of the time when I recognize there is an issue, there's normally a spiritual root attached to it. I had a client who I helped her reverse her liver damage because she had such anger issues that she would drink. She don't drink no more. Reverse the liver issues, and she done lost 50 pounds. Don't play with me. That's why I say I'm not child's play. We getting to the bottom of it. Women come to me when they finish playing. That's why I don't do the whole, women come to me when they are tired of playing. They're tired of doing these cheap detoxes. They're tired of these quick schemes. They're tired of all these things. Those women come to me for that. Thank you for subscribing, my love. And thank you for the likes. They come to me when they tired of playing. And that is who I am in life, and that's who I am in business. That's also who I am in life. My family will tell you they only call me when they want things finished. Because once I get on it, it ain't over with until I'm finished. Until it's done. It's like that even when I was a child. Don't call me to fight nobody unless you want me to finish it. Because I'm going to finish it. Okay? So, the thing about it is this. All that playing, y'all need to wake up. I got something for you, love. I'm about to get into that in a second. Y'all got to wake up. These hospitals are closing. These doctors and nurses are exhausted. And you want to know how I know? Because they come to me to get their energy recalibrated. The attorneys are tired. The social workers are tired. Everyone, your helpers of this world are exhausted. They are almost numb, which is why when you go into these experiences in healthcare, you feel like they're not warm, they're not this, they're numb. You have to take full responsibility for your health, for your mindset, and for everything. Do you understand? Thank you, my love. All praises to the Most High. You have to take responsibility for your spiritual, mental, emotional, physical, financial, and social health. It has to start today. A lot of people, you don't have time to play. That's why I say women don't come over here unless they're ready to really get it done. Because we are being pushed into two pathways. I'm telling you, there are people going to be pushing the forward progression, and there are going to be people pushed into poverty. People are going to be pushed into poverty that they never thought they would be pushed into poverty. You better wake up. You better wake up and get rooted and get for real. I've been warning y'all for about 3 years, and a lot of the stuff I told y'all 2 years ago, all that stuff started happening last year, and it's been happening this year. I'm not new to this. I'm very true to it. I wake up every day asking the Most High, what's happening? What's going on? What you want me to say? What we need to get on? Where do I need to be? Where do I need to be plugged in? It's not a joke. And it's not a game. Women have to be operating according to their magnetism, because the performance-based achievements and all that black girl magic crap that they try to sell you, to get you in order to sell yourself out, which is why the majority of you are exhausted in the name of a false title. All of these things, they did this on purpose to exhaust you so that you would have to depend on their systems. Do you know that they are making obesity an illness now? Do you understand that they are making obesity an illness now? And they are doing that after making you sick, because here's the truth of what you need to understand about processed food. The reason why you get fat is because of processed food. You're not eating real food. And the reason why processed food makes you fat is because everything that you eat has a program in it. That is how the Most High designed it. Walnuts look like your brain for a reason. Kidney beans look like a kidney for a reason. All of these things, a carrot looks like an eye when you cut it for a reason. Everything you eat has a program, which is why when you eat that carrot, it not only supports your eyesight, but the reason why it supports your eyesight is because it gives what it needs to be given to the liver that has over 300 functions in it within the body. Everything you eat has a program. So when you eat processed food, the body is such an intelligent vessel created by the Most High that the body recognizes that this is not, I can't pull water from this to put it here. I can't pull nutrition from this to put it here. I can't do this to put it here. It's something foreign in the body, but let me protect itself. Let me put it somewhere, so it puts it in your gut. That's why your stomach starts expanding. That's why the majority of people have gut issues, because they've created holes in it. Thank you, my love, for these gifts and these likes and these comments. The goal is to exhaust you. Do you understand the war that we are under is truly spiritual? You don't get that yet. You don't get that yet. It's spiritual. They want to exhaust you spiritually to where you fully submit to their systems and intentionally become their slaves. And that is your lifestyle. Do you understand that? That's what this is. Because if you sick, you a slave to their systems. Oh, I need this. I got to go to the doctor. And they're symptom managing you because they're not really giving you the solution. And the reason why they're not giving you the solution is because they're never going to give you the solution, because they were never sent here to solve your problem. This is why it tells you, seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and everything else will be added unto you, even good health. And this is coming from someone who, like I said, who was 100 pounds heavier and who supported women in being able to drop weight, reverse liver damage, and reverse heart damage. Had a colleague of mine that I went to college with came to me last year and was like, tell me what you did. Tell me what I need to do. She invested in my programs, learned how to cycle sync. She's lost over 70 pounds. Her heart was functioning at 25%, baby. She reversed all of that. Doctors looking at her like, what you been doing? She got herself in alignment. She aligned her actions with the vision. Everything is rooted in scripture, science, and psychology. The Most High tells you to take care of your vessel. Here's the thing that you have to grasp about the magnetic woman if you want to step into the space of becoming the magnetic woman who does not chase men, who does not chase money, who does not chase clients. They find her. They are magnetized by her. They are elevated by her. They are inspired by her. Why? Because she is a muse. I'm going to teach you my quietest kept Muse Ascension Method. What I'm going to talk about, this is a sacred feminine framework that my whole business is rooted around. This is how my clients go from the 250s to the 15Ks in less than 30 days, the 0 people in your program to 45 days your program is completely filled. This is how they go from attracting people who are draining them to start attracting people who are adding value and supporting them. This is what it takes for them to align themselves with the energetics of good health so that they can not only lose weight, but really embody who they truly are on a physical level. Okay? It's this sacred framework. It's a method that I created for women like us. Powerful women. Women who are called. Women who are capable. But still craving spiritual structure and emotional power. Because here's the truth. A woman who is ready to manage her emotional responses is the woman who is ready to manage the world and manage her entire life and everything in it. If you are unable to, if your emotions overpower you, if you are an overthinker, that means that your body is your master. You were given dominion here on this earth, and the first thing that you need to understand is that you cannot have dominion in business. You can have dominion in love. You can have dominion in these things if you don't have dominion over your own being. If you don't have it over your own being. Ownership is freedom, baby. Not being able to go and feel like you do whatever you want to do. Ownership is freedom. Taking accountability is a part of ownership. Ownership is freedom. And if you don't believe me that ownership is freedom, if y'all think that Brother Shannon Sharp just left ESPN on his own accord, I need you to wake up and understand that Disney owns 80% of ESPN. I need you to understand that when you have a master, they're going to always remind you of your place because you really don't have ownership. The power in the freedom is in ownership. So if you think that man just walked away from ESPN, you crazy. Disney ain't playing that. 80% of ESPN is owned by Disney. You think we're going to let you be a liability? And if you, again, I'm going to use another example. I'll take the young brother, Shadur Sanders, in the whole scenario that happened with the NFL. See, let me explain something to you. Well, if you're going to do this, and he wasn't doing a lot of this, but there was a lot of this going on around him. If you're going to do this, you better have ownership. Because when you always are under somebody, they're going to always remind you of your position and of who they believe that you are. I'm going to use another example. Much like that statue that was erected of the black woman. Some people saying this AI, baby. It need to be AI. Just like that statue that they put up there, they're supposed to be inclusive and represent all of us and da 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 da. People will always show you and show you what they think about you. They will show you how they perceive you. That is how they perceive the most educated group on the planet. That is how they perceive you. That is how they perceive the women who are the originators and the founders of even this life. That is how they see you. You need to recognize when you are being insulted. See, the reason why a lot of women don't realize that you should be insulted by that is because you are so disconnected from your core that you're saying things like, well, this is the everyday woman. This represent everybody. Just because the body is not T does not mean that girl didn't even have a bra on that statue. Braids, raggedy. Don't get me. What are you saying? What are you saying? Are you saying with that statue, all we have to offer is struggle? Because that's all I saw. That's all I saw was struggle. Then people want to come in. This is a woman who is carried. This represents a woman who has carried the world on her back. And this girl, get out my face with that. Our start here on this planet is not rooted in struggle. Don't piss me off. That is unacceptable, and you should be disgusted. You should be offended because it is disgusting. That is not a representation of Eve. Don't piss me off. That pissed me off. So I'm women in the comments and other defending that. Are you that disconnected from yourself that you don't recognize when you are being insulted? Are you that disconnected from yourself that you can't recognize when you are being insulted? I mean, damn, I hate to see you with a man. If you don't recognize when the world is insulting you, you ain't finna convince me that you don't recognize when you are being dishonored by the opposite sex. Wake up. Let me get to this Muse method, because, baby, emotional power is what's key. That should piss you off. It should have pissed y'all off. Oh, I think this is it's so inclusive. No, it's not. Do you know? See, and how I know too, you ain't even studied the women of your history to understand why that's such an insult. We have too many powerful women. We have too many powerful experiences. Hell, a lot of these folks wouldn't even have what they have if it wasn't for us. And that is what y'all cool with. Count me out. Count me out. And if that's what it takes to be a part of the sisterhood, count me out, because the sisterhood ain't even real anyway, because you don't keep it real with yourself. Count me out. Put me with the muses. Put me with the muses who understand. A muse, by definition, is a source of inspiration. She is walking art. She inspires people to invest. She inspires people to stop. She inspires people to gawk and gaze. Put me with the muses. Because that woman was not a representation of a muse. And we are natural muses. That's why they mimic everything that we have, everything that we are, and everything that we do. How dare y'all? How dare y'all accept what is so low? I'm disgusted. And I don't care who feel no kind of way about it. No kind of way about it. Because they want to put nobody else who didn't look like us up there like that. That is unacceptable. Period. Let me get in this Muse method, baby. Because that, when I seen that, and I was like, yo, insane. The Muse Ascension Method, again, is my sacred feminine framework. This framework I created for women like us who are called, women who are capable, women who are still craving spiritual structure and emotional power. Okay? Number one, the first step and the first pathway to being able to do this is emotional wealth. Okay? Emotional wealth is one of the highest forms of feminine currency. Being able to manage your emotional love tank, being able to manage your emotional responses, being able to make sure that you remain a fountain instead of a drain by having fortified boundaries. Okay? Emotional wealth looks like regulate, don't react. Okay? Emotional wealth looks like you're not inconsistent, because we're creatures of habit. You're not inconsistent, baby. No such thing. What you are is dysregulated, and clarity is what's going to provide you with command. Clarity is not calm. Clarity is command. Remember that. Clarity is not a calm state. It's not for you to be like, oh my God, yeah, I know. Clarity is a command. Clarity brings what you finna do next. Next move now. That is what clarity is, okay? So when you find yourself being inconsistent, it is because you are not clear, and you are not clear because you are not regulated. Once you regulate, you can get back into command, which is going to support you in focusing, and focusing is going to support you in executing. I'm telling you what I know. I'm telling you what I do. And I'm telling you how I have shifted my clients using my frameworks to get them from 5 figures to 6 figures. And one of my clients still uses my cycle rhythm-based framework, and she's almost at $1 million in her business. It's not a joke, and it's not a game. So emotional wealth is important. Feminine power flows when your nervous system feels safe enough to receive. The reason why you can attract a healthy, calm, relationship or whatever is because you are too busy chasing fireworks, not realizing that your internal nature values stability and security, which requires a fireplace. And because of the toxic programming from reality TV, because of the toxic programming that happened in your household, because of the toxic programming that you surround yourself with, this impulse up, down, the back and forth, that type of foolishness, that is what your nervous system is trained to respond to as or see as safe and as love. When in reality, it is tearing you up. And this is why a lot of you are turning around having autoimmune diseases, because you are wrecking your body. You are wrecking yourself, which is wrecking your organs, to the point to where you are becoming so low in vitamin D. And once you hit that 0 point, autoimmune disease, now we're coming in. This don't happen over time. This don't happen overnight. This happens over time. This is why I explain to women, thank you, my love, for these gifts, these likes, and these comments. You need to understand your innate value. You are time, energy, attention, and money. When you understand that you are time, energy, attention, and money on the scale that I teach it, then you begin to master and manage your time, energy, attention, and your money properly, so that you can exalt, elevate, attract the type of partnerships, get the type of money you want, all these type of things. Everything is rooted in scripture, science, and psychology. Everything I'm teaching you. This is why it works. I'm going to tell you the 100% truth. If I didn't have scripture in everything that I created and in everything that I did, I don't believe none of it will work. I believe everything is spiritually rooted. I'm telling you. I've repeated this process for hundreds of women and gotten results. I am not new to this. I'm very true to it. I'm just being honest. The only way out of the systematic matrix is to spiritually submit. so that you can see. You get the vision then you know how to do this. You ain't worried about no recession and all that other stuff. Because you already know what time it is. You already know the Most High is going to supply all of your needs according to his riches and glory. You already know that the Most High, you've never seen the righteous forsaken or begging for bread. All of these things you already know, so you're not tripping. You're not worried. You're just showing up. You're executing. You're speaking. You're doing what it is that you're supposed to be doing. You're operating according to the law of assumption because your faith is bigger than a mustard seed. And faith is belief. And without belief, it is impossible to please the Most High. And you are here to please the Most High with your life. Your life is supposed to be a walking example of how it is pleasurable, how it is enjoyable, how it is love, how it is peace, how it is all of these things. And that would make them want your God. That would make them want your Christ. They don't want your Christ because you always scary, always anxious attachment. Don't piss me off. They're not rejecting your God. They're rejecting what they see in your life because they see no God in your life. You are emotionally not wealthy. Because like I said, feminine power flows when your nervous system feels safe enough to receive it. You are not safe space. Money is not attracted. Men are not attracted. Clients are not attracted. You are not safe. You are not attracted. You hate looking at your own self in the mirror. Don't get me started. See yourself. Because you are always meeting yourself in every single experience with every single person, everything. That is why we start off with the Muse Ascension Method. We start with emotional wealth because you need to learn how to calm that nervous system. You need to learn how to regulate. That's what we go over in week 1 in the Muse Activator. We immediately get into nervous system regulation and emotional regulation. Because if I don't help you regulate that first week, you are not going to be able to receive what I'm going to give you the next 5 weeks. And once I give you what I give you the next 5 weeks, baby, you're going to see some stuff get activated. Women come to work with me and see results in 2 weeks, 3 weeks. That's if you come in ready. That's if you come in working. That's if you come in serious. Like I said, I'm not for play. I am not for children. And there are a lot of adult children walking around here, portraying themselves to be grown women who are really evading responsibility, accountability, but then call themselves being intentional because you manifest this one thing. Sweetheart, you ain't no master manifester because you can manifest things. You are a master manifester when you can sustain the manifestations. Good evening and good night. Anybody can manifest. Don't get me started. So emotional wealth, highest form of feminine currency that has to come forth first. So that is why we cover that in the first week of the Muse Activator. Okay. The second thing, okay, or the second element of the Muse Ascension Method, which I teach my clients, which supports them in becoming successful. Okay. Thank you, my love, for subscribing and for these likes and for these gifts and comments. The second pathway, once you have achieved the element of emotional wealth, and if you are struggling with emotional wealth, I do have an emotional wealth kit. It's in my bio. It's $197. You get it with Klarna Affirmative Afterpay. It's powerful. It's going to teach you how to get your magnetism together, how to reprogram your mind to be able to achieve any goal. And I mean any goal. The formula I'm teaching you how to reprogram your mind to achieve any goal is what I did to lose 100 pounds. It's what I did to build a 6-figure business plus business from the ground up without hustling. And it is what I've done to be able to master my emotions. So all of those things get you straight, get you right in that first little block. Okay. So the second part of the Muse Ascension Method, though, is feminine influence. This is when you understand the power of your presence over performing. This is where I teach you and come into that space because a lot of you don't understand the value of your presence. Let me put you on game and let's talk money. For the ones who don't like to ask people money and the ones who got all these hang-ups about getting money, let me help you out and help you understand something when it comes down to money. Do you understand that women are more expensive than men? And I'm not just even talking about externally. I'm talking about all these things. A lady did the math the other day she showed her bill of what it was after she gave birth. Do you understand that her bill was $40,000? It cost $40,000 in an American hospital at minimum to deliver birth. And don't get it twisted. The baby came here with a bill too. I think he got like $12,000, so it may be pushed to like $52,000. Do you understand that? And y'all are out here scared to ask people to invest in what it is. You don't want to ask nobody to invest in you, but y'all will walk around here and let these folks release in you. Thank you, my love, for these gifts. You gonna let this person release in you, but you can't ask, and you can't $50,000. Did you hear what I just said? $50,000. $50,000. You are not paying attention to your value. You are more valuable as a woman, even more than men, financially. It costs more because you are more of a resource, because you expand, you multiply, you amplify. And because you don't know your value, and because men know the value of having women, and you end up with a piss poor one, he's gonna use you up. Because you don't understand your value. You even being here is expensive. Okay? Even being here is expensive. It's expensive. And not alone you end up giving birth, it's expensive. So when you don't understand your value, you cheapen yourself. You cheapen yourself by accepting lower discounting your rates. You cheapen your quality of experience by dealing with piss poor men who have nothing to offer to you or add no value to add. They are taking from you. All of these things. Because you don't understand the power of your presence alone. This is why certain men who don't like their wives still won't leave, because they want the presence of a woman. They need the body there. Y'all don't listen. Y'all not paying attention. Y'all don't understand your value because you don't know you a muse. And women who come to work with me, they activate their inner muse. And they're not participating in experiences like this anymore. They understand the value of their presence, so they just ain't everywhere. They just ain't with everybody. They don't give a care about performing, because, baby, either you like them or you love them, or you don't, whatever. They don't care. The people that's for them gonna be for them, and the ones who ain't, and they cool with that. They understand their energetic vibration means that they're going to be accepted and rejected. They understand the law of duality. They welcome both. Why don't you? Because you don't understand the power of your presence, which is why you keep performing, which is why the more you do for people, the less they appreciate you, Bookie. So when we go through that, and the second element of the Muse Ascension Method, we're tapping into your true value. Because a lot of women don't understand. They don't get it. You're over-explaining because you're under-embodied. Women who over-explain are underdeveloped. Because you feel like you need to over-talk or over-explain why and X, Y, Z. No is a complete sentence. Do you understand that? Hey, would you like to? No, thank you. See, I like to say no with a smile. Because I don't care. Because my no ain't changing. You understand? If it ain't what I want to do, if it ain't in alignment with me, if I ain't feeling it, I ain't doing it, I don't care what's going on. My mama know that. My daddy know that. My sister and my brother know that. You are not going to make me do anything I don't desire to do, sweetheart. It has to be a full body yes with me, or it's an automatic no. It's an automatic no. And there is no need to explain that. There is no need to explain it, because I said what I said. And no is what I said. Influence is when your energy, okay, when we're talking about feminine influence, which is the second pathway that I take my clients into. Feminine influence is when your energy enters a room before your strategy does. I've already gave y'all the game on how I enter into rooms and how I pull people into my energy. I've done it on a multitude of lives, and I've taught a bunch of women on how to do it as well. But what I will say is that people should hear you last, but they should definitely feel you first. They should definitely feel you first. Because, baby, you going to feel me. Because when I walk in the room, I don't have a phone in my hand. When I walk into a room, my hands are clasped. When I walk into the room, I am going to scan the room for somebody to lock eyes with me, and I'm going to pull them into my energy. And when they pull into my energy, they are going to smell the lovely scent that I have mixed together according to my chemistry. All of this before I even speak. You're going to feel me, you're going to see me, you're going to smell me, and then you're going to reach for my hand, and then you'll touch me, and then you will ask me my name, and then I will speak. Talk about feminine presence. I embody this, sweetheart. I'm not new to this, I'm true to this. Here's the thing too, before I got into this work, I coached teen girls into women. who are now running around here at 27, 28, 30 something, and those are still my babies. I'm 41. And they are refined women. And they not for play. And they had these men out here like this, eating out their hand, constantly being invested in because they understand their value. And a lot of us, these things were not instilled in us growing up. So you have to reprogram your mind now. You have to rewire your retrain your nervous system now. I'm 20 and I want to hear everything. Well, stay tuned. And make sure, honey, come to class, baby. Come to some class. This is my last master class I'm having next week for a while. So if y'all want in on that, come on in. I'll tell you about that in a second. But let me give y'all the rest of these, the other three. So we're talking about the Muse Ascension Method, right? How you rise up as a muse, how you activate your magnetism in a way to where people invest in you, companies invest in you, people see your value and all these things. And let me tell you something, even when it comes down to 9 to 5s, I had a client who's a project manager working at a 9 to 5, and we worked together specifically. And when we started working together, she started securing 5-figure bonuses after we started working together. Every year after we started working together, she got 5-figure bonuses. And then on top of that, her essence literally unearthed in a way to where they called her to fine-tune a $40 million project. They called her. So when I tell you, companies understand value. This is why when you decide that you want to quit the company and they be like, okay, they take your 2-week notice, that means that they believe that you are irreplaceable and they never valued you anyway. They never valued you. But I have seen corporations where people said that they wanted to leave, and I've seen I've seen corporations go get the money from the back. Go get the money from the back. I'm talking about an extra $25K, an extra $50K to make them stay. That's because they recognize the value that that person is providing, which is elevating them. But see, that person understood that they were valuable and they were willing to walk away. Value is always willing to walk away because value understand that value always has options. That's why a lot of women stay in scenarios that drain them because they don't believe in their own value and they don't believe that they have options. And you sentence yourself to being a slave when you think like that. And there is nowhere in scripture that supports that level of thinking. FYI. So first we're going through emotional wealth. That's the first pathway we talked about, why that's important, because feminine power flows through when your nervous system is safe enough to receive. We went through feminine influence, which speaks to how influence is when your energy enters the room before your strategy does. And now we're going to talk about spiritual order, because this is the one. And the reason why I have it in the center is because it is the center of all things. It is the core. It tells you in scripture in Luke 17:21 that the kingdom of heaven is within you. It tells you in scripture in Matthew 6:33 to seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and his righteousness, and everything else to be added unto you. You are to seek within you. Some of you are looking at the sky. Some of you are looking at the floor. You are looking at everything but yourself internally. And you don't have to seek it. Because I'm going to tell you something. When we get into the foundational step of the Muse Ascension Method in the spiritual order aspect, spiritual order basically is letting you know is you can't lead without law. You cannot lead a healthy life, a beautiful life, a fulfilled life without understanding spiritual law. I don't care what you say. There are laws that govern this universe, and if the universe has to obey. Do you understand that the sun and moon are celestial bodies? Do you understand that they are high-level luminaries? Do you understand that they have a job to do? Do you think the sun just shows up? And the sun shows up because the sun has a job to do. It's on assignment. That's why the sun shows up. The moon shows up because the moon is on assignment. And all of these things are connected to time on this earth and seasons on this earth. So if the moon didn't show up, if the sun didn't show up, it would be an issue. And if you don't believe me, go read the book of Enoch. When the stars didn't show up, what happened to them? Because it was a little clique of stars that decided they weren't going to show up on time. And you need to understand that they got in trouble. Go read for yourself. Go read for yourself. You cannot lead without law. You cannot live in a world that is governed by law. Okay? and think that you don't have to submit to it and you are not in accordance with it. You may not want to obey it, but your life is revealing it, because whatever a man sows, ye shall reap. How your life looking? What them reapings hitting for? What's that harvest hitting for? You like it or you don't like it? Because every single thing that is in your life is a reflection of your current state and the things that you've sown into, all of that. You cannot lead without law. And you need to understand that there's a difference between law, the legal system, and rules. Let me break that down for you real quick so you cannot be confused no more. The legal system, law, and rules are not the same thing. And this is how you get tricked. And this, because they kind of seem like they go hand in hand. It's like, yeah. And you be like, I'm going to call the law on you. Let me put you on game. Rules are made up. Every single rule that you think that you've heard and that you know, they're all fake. All the rules are fake. And let me tell you why all the rules are fake. And some people be like, well, what do you mean? So the reason why, all praises to the Most High, you're welcome. The reason why all the rules are fake is because there's always an exception to the rule. And if there is always an exception to the rule, then how is everything being regulated or, putting things in position to where they can create order? It's not. So if the rule is everybody can come into the club that you own, everybody who come to the club has to pay $50 to get into the club, right? But your sister don't have to pay $50. Oh, I love that bird. That's my favorite one that comes and sings outside my window. Okay, so the rule is everybody gonna pay this $50, but see, when your sister roll up, you ain't finna pay this. She ain't finna pay the $50. That's why I say all the rules are fake, because there's always an exception to the rule. Exactly, rules are made for certain people to make you feel like you're on the outside of something. That's why you gotta understand all the rules are fake. You gotta understand all the rules are fake. Okay, that's the first thing. Now let's talk about legal. Legal. No, I'm not on the East Coast. I'm actually in the South right now. But the legal system is supposed to be in accordance to the law. Okay? But it's not the law. The legal system, or legal, has statutes, and it has all these other different type of things in place. This is why when you go to court and you see these trials and different things, they are operating according to the legal system. Okay? Let's talk about law. Law is something that has to be obeyed. Point blank, period, the end. Let me tell you something. Even the people on this earth and in this world who are doing evil things and using occult knowledge to advance themselves, they even have to follow universal law and spiritual law, but they're just using it for personal gain. But no one is above the law. No one is above the program. The law, divine law, is the program of this earth. The law of sowing and reaping, okay? The law of assumption, the law, all of these things are literally rooted in scripture. These things are laws, and laws must be obeyed. So even if you feel like you're not participating in spiritual law, you are. Because the manifestations of your life, from your relationships, from your money, from all these things, come from what you've sown, because law is always going to be honored. One of the things that you need to understand, because a lot of people talk about this a lot, is that the universe, and I was talking about the universe is an algorithm. It's nothing but a responder. The Most High created an algorithmic system that responds energetically and spiritually to your thoughts, your energy, your effort, your actions, your attention, the way you invest your money, all of these things. And you are going to reap a return on your investment, whatever that looks like. So if you don't like your returns, you need to pay attention to what you are investing in. That is how this works. No one is above law. No one is above the program. You've got to hear me on that. You are not going to operate higher than your program. It is the same thing when your iPhone updates and it start operating according to the new program. That's how it works. You have to reprogram your mind. If you have not done that from childhood, you need to probably get the emotional wealth kit in my bio. Because you need to reprogram your mind if you're going to thrive in this new industrial revolution that we are in. Because that is what is happening. I'm telling you, there are two types of people being positioned here. People being positioned for forward progression and people being positioned for poverty. Choose your door and understand whatever door you open is going to, your lineage is going to walk through that door. So choose wisely. Choose wisely. When we're talking about spiritual order in that space, in this Muse Ascension framework, like I said, you can't lead without law. You can't. You got to understand law so that you can create the reality you want. That's how it works. You use law to create the reality you want. If you want more money, you sow money. You want more value, you sow value. You want more love, you sow love. You have to do these things in order for you to reap them, or you are not an energetic match for that. And the universe is an algorithm that is only going to respond to the truth of who you are, not your fake Instagram quotes, not them fake Bible verses you be posting. The truth about who you are behind closed doors when nobody see you, the integrity or the lack of integrity of who you are behind closed doors. That is what the universal algorithm is picking up from you. So if you don't understand it, you can't lead without law. You also will struggle to understand. Thank you, my love, for these gifts, these likes, these comments. You will struggle to understand that without spiritual boundaries, your magnetism turns into martyrdom. See, you think you Jesus. And y'all don't even call him Jesus because his name is Yeshua. Don't even get me started. You think you Jesus, though. So instead of you fortifying and guarding your heart above everything else, because from it flows life like it tells you to in scripture, you want to go out here and save everybody because you took live like Jesus as if you need to sacrifice yourself for them. Who told you to do that? Who? I promise it was only one person on assignment to die like that. Okay, it was only one person on assignment to check out like that and supposed to be for everybody, and that ain't you. That ain't you. So because you don't have these spiritual boundaries, because you don't understand the spiritual value of self, or if you don't understand your spiritual value, you don't understand your innate value, which means you don't understand your value in general. So because you don't understand and you don't have these spiritual boundaries, your magnetism that would attract, that would bring you in, turns into martyrdom, and you start sacrificing. And the woman who sacrifices everything for everyone becomes the bitter woman. Women, we have two pathways as we age. Like I said, I'm 41, right? I want to look good in my 60s. I want to feel good in my 60s, right? What you have to understand is that women either get better or they get bitter. Choose your pathway. That's another door. Now, when we talk about your womanhood, you can choose better or bitter. When we're talking about your lineage, you're going to choose forward progression or you're going to choose poverty. But either way it go, you're choosing. Okay? And I need you to understand that. Real queens, if you're calling yourself a queen and you're calling yourself, you're this royal woman and all that, real queens have containment. They don't have chaos. Real queens don't see the Most High or God as, a ruler who wants me to not do anything. You see the Most High as a ruler who is protecting and providing for you. And because you understand what protection and provision looks like, you will recognize it when it comes to you in human form. Selah. The reason why you can't attract or protect and you can't recognize one is because you won't even allow the Creator to protect or provide for you. Therefore, you don't do it for yourself, and therefore you're not an energetic match for that. Again, attraction is science in a mirror. That's what makes me so good at what I do. I'm a nerd. I like to tap into dissecting scripture. I like to tap into dissecting science, and I like to figure out the psychology of how we work and how our lives can be better. And that's what I have been able to utilize and support amazing women to be able to make in their lives better. Thank you, my love, for these likes, these comments, and these gifts. So once you come from the center, which is spiritual order, you go into aligned monetization. This is where a lot of women mess up. Can I talk to us for 2 seconds? Y'all see my nail? I'm gonna fix it when I come back. Can I talk to us? I'm gonna talk to black women for a second. I'm talking to everybody, but I'm talking to us with this one, okay? Aligned monetization is very, very important, and it's one of the elements that I teach in the Muse Ascension Method, in the Muse Activator, because the reason why women are stressed out, you are exhausted, you are all over the place is because the way you are trying to monetize in order to sustain your lifestyle is not in alignment with you. It's not in alignment with you. That 9 to 5 system is not in alignment with a lot of you. It's for some, but it's not in alignment with you, which is why you are exhausted by that corporation and that company and that environment and everything, because truthfully, it is not aligned for you to be in that space. That is not aligned monetization. Aligned monetization doesn't make you sick, because that would be an oxymoron, and that would make the Most High a liar. And the Most High is not a liar. So because you are monetizing your life, and you're doing what is necessary to be able to provide and instead of whatever structure you can, because that monetization style is not in alignment with who you truly are, you hit income ceilings, which meaning that you can't go above a certain amount of money. I had a woman that came to me the other day, was like, I'll get close to 200,000, but I'm not at 200,000. That you have a money ceiling. You have a money ceiling that you've created, and that's why you're stuck there, and you're not in aligned with the way that you're supposed to monetize to be able to set up your lifestyle. Okay? A lot of women really don't realize that. Women who are not in alignment with the monetization style that works best for them according to their identity, those women are exhausted. Those women end up having things like high blood pressure. Those women end up having things like diabetes. Those women end up having severe womb issues and all these different type of things, all because you are not in alignment when it comes down to how you should be monetizing and setting up your lifestyle. And we've entered into an era where now that all that performance based and all those degrees and all that working hard and all those things, none of those things matter, because they're creating systems that can outsource you. They're trying to outsource you. So if you don't get rooted and spiritually and get grounded and aligned with the monetization style that works for your life, you're going to be positioned for poverty. I don't know any other way to say that. Most High, I don't like saying that. I don't like saying it. Like, because y'all remember last time when I did that video in February 2023, I started crying because it showed me how everybody gonna lose their job. Everybody was gonna lose so much. People were gonna lose the little that they had because they didn't invest it properly. And as soon as I did that live, it was a whole bunch of people that came. That's the live that made me get monetized by YouTube. That is also the live where a lot of people were coming to me after the fact saying, oh my God, you were right. They just laid me off. Oh my God, you were right. They just did this. Oh my God. I am not telling you something to fear you, to make you get in a space of fear. I'm telling you something so you can be proactive and you can be in position. Because let me tell you something about recessions. Hear me when I'm telling you. There are 4 groups that are normally active and present and during a recession or even a depression, okay? There are the people that are receiving forward progression. That are the people that are deceiving, using law to be able to get personal gain. They're using fear-mongering content and all this kind of stuff. The people who are being deceived, those are the people who are eating up all the content that's making them sick and doing all this and doing that. The receivers, the deceivers, the deceived. 3 groups. And you need to figure out what group you are in, and you need to get yourself in alignment and your actions in alignment to be able to be in that space to receive. I recommend you being in the receiving end, not the deceiving end, because even if you are on the deceiving end, which you have to understand energetically and spiritually, you're going to pay for that. It tells you in scripture, anything that you start off in evil, you will not be able to sustain. Evil is not a good sustainability practice, which is why I do not recommend you trying to use occult knowledge to be able to further yourself in a way, because you're going to harm yourself. You're going to harm yourself. You can literally root yourself in scripture and access the ultimate power. You don't have to settle for that type of power because it comes with something. You don't want to be the deceivers and you don't want to be the deceived. Okay? So aligned monetization is really going to be very, very important going forward. You're going to need to preserve your energy for the things that truly matter. A phone call came through right as you said that wake-up call. Listen. So let's talk about the aligned monetization, okay? You don't need more offers. You need clarity and positioning. All you have to, the way you get money is clarity, positioning. And that's basically alignment. I always talk about alignment looking like the catcher on a baseball field. They're at the right place at the right time with the right material doing the right thing. That is alignment. All you have to do is catch it. My clients catch checks. They don't chase them. My clients catch clients. They don't chase them. Okay? My clients catch community. They don't chase them. My clients catch relationships with men. They don't chase them. Okay? You don't need more offers. You need clarity and positioning. Your income must reflect your identity, not your insecurities, okay? I'm going to say it again. Your income must reflect your identity, not your insecurities. The insecurity of you feeling like you're not going to be able to pay your bills should not hold you back. If you are saying that the Most High told you to do this, should not hold you back from going out there and stepping into the fullness of who you are and going to get your bag, your real bag. Insecurities is keeping you stuck in that one space. Insecurity is making you feel like this is your only option. Again, these are trained beliefs. This is not your only option. These are trained beliefs. Your income must reflect your identity. Otherwise, you will suffer with imposter syndrome. A lot of y'all, if you code switch, FYI, if you code switch, you have imposter syndrome. You're welcome. If you code switch, if you change who you are and alter who you are to be somewhere, to operate at a company, to do business, you are an imposter. Because you're not operating according to your identity. So what we doing? You play too much. And you're not going to be able to sustain the character that you're holding up. And that's why when you finally do snap at work, or you finally do snap at home, or you finally do snap wherever, then everybody won't be looking at you. You won't be looking crazy. You've been the one wearing the mask the whole time. Why are you yelling at us? Anybody tell you to do that? You mad at us because you wearing a mask. You mad at us because you're living you created a whole new identity to go to work, and you wonder why you can't keep that up. You created that identity out of insecurity because you didn't believe that you couldn't be yourself where you was at. And why would you want to be somewhere where you can't be yourself? Good evening, good night. If this is the best version of who you are, then what's the problem with you being yourself? Why you want to be in spaces where you can't be yourself? Where you have to shrink and be small. That's not aligned monetization. That's survival mode. Ding, dun, dun, dun. That's survival mode. That's not aligned monetization. Okay? Stop making decisions and launching from survival mode. Stop doing things because you need money by tomorrow. And start doing things that are rooted in your identity. I told y'all yesterday I dropped a $10,000 AI bot on my clients. The women who are going to be coming to the Monetize Like a Muse class. The Monetize Like a Muse class I'm having next Thursday is supporting you in getting into aligned monetization. But I dropped a $10,000 bot yesterday. And I'm going to tell you a little bit about it. Did I have it down here? Did I talk about it? Let me see. No, I don't think I have it on here to cover, but let me just tell you. So I dropped a $10,000 AI bot for my clients. And what this bot does is if you are coming to Monetize Like a Muse, you're going to get an email. The first email is going to welcome you. The second email is going to be the $10,000 bot. In that bot, you can type in and answer 5 questions for me. And I'm going to tell you 2 to 3 monetizable skills that you have within your identity to where it could position you to make anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000. That is what I dropped yesterday on my clients. Okay? You have creative and witty inventions in your very being, according to Proverbs 8 and 12. You have gifts that will make room for you according to Proverbs. But if you don't know what those gifts are, you will continue to be misaligned with the way you monetize your lifestyle. So if you want to get in alignment and you want your income to be rooted from your identity, and here's the thing, one thing you're going to be is consistently yourself. Now we don't have consistency issues. Why? Because we're being ourselves. Okay? And because you are being yourself, and that authenticity is what is going to attract. And once you begin to attract, rooms and doors are going to be open for you. Monetary things are going to be coming your way. But it's your character that's going to keep you in a room to be able to sustain it. Aligned monetization is the 4th pillar and the 4th aspect of the Muse Ascension Method that I teach. Because you need to make sure you making money is in alignment with who you are so you can keep up. Hello. So you can keep doing it. Okay? The fifth part of this Muse Ascension Method that I bring my clients through, specifically when they come to work with me, especially when it comes down to the Muse Activator, is high caliber leadership. Because like I said, once you have aligned monetization, once you got the money coming in consistently, you want to keep it. You want to keep it. See, now we're going into sustainability. You want to keep it. And if you want to keep it, then it requires high caliber leadership. This means that you're not here to fit in. You don't care about what nobody else thinking. What you care about, what other people think about you goes to the bottom of your priority list, baby. We don't care about none of that. Okay? What is priority is high caliber leadership. High caliber leadership. Okay? You're not here to fit in. You're here to set divine order. Period. See, that's why I know why I'm here. Like Marshawn Lynch. I know why I'm here. I'm literally here not to fit in. That's why when women come speak about femininity, they come speak about money, they speak about all these other things, and there's amazing people who talk about it, but nobody talking about it like me. Ain't nobody getting to the root of the issue like me. Okay? And that's because I understand that I'm here to disrupt your current order and to reset you in a space of divine order, because that is how your manifestations are going to come in. That is how you're going to sustain it. So again, you're not here to fit in. You're here to set divine order. Magnetic leadership begins, okay, when you stop proving and start embodying. When you stop proving and start embodying, understanding what it is and who you are and how you operate, people become attracted to that. People love leaders. People love people who know themselves. People love confident people. And confident people are people who embody the belief in themselves in such a way that externally you know they ain't the one to play with. You just get the energy. You know they ain't the one to play with. And all of this comes from you embodying. High caliber leadership looks like this woman doesn't pivot for attention. She pivots for alignment. That's what happens. So let's talk about this a little bit in a space of like how I was able to support one of my clients like that. So one of my clients was able to generate about $3,750 in 4 days after applying a strategy that I gave her. Okay. So basically I like to call this from undervalued to in demand in just 4 days. After one conversation with me, my client, she was restructuring her package, right? So she was doing like these consultations, and she was doing styling at the time. And so she was trying to figure out how to get everyone together to do these content days and different things like that. And so I explained to her that, hey, this would be a better shot. This is how you can make a quick $3,750 if you premium package it at $750. And you get your energetics to ready, and get your energetics and internal ready to balance yourself so that you can speak confidently about the value of that $750 premium package. And you get 5 women, you will end up having the women that you need, and it's not going to take you long, but you have to get rooted in understanding the value in self, the value in what you're providing, so that you execute it confidently, because that is the only way that you're going to be able to sell this properly. So let's get your energetics ready. We did some stuff together to do that. Within 4 days, she signed 5 women who were in alignment. She got $3,750 generated in under a week. She didn't do no ads, not one ad, not one funnel, just literal energetic clarity and strategic positioning. That's it. When your offer reflects power, people don't need you to convince them. They automatically commit. Women inbox me all the time. I always say, if you want the link for the Muse Activator, send me the word activator. My inbox is full of women who are like, okay, activate, because they understand they want to be committed to getting this type of energetic clarity. Now, with everything that I've said to you, and if you understand that, you're chasing things, you're chasing money, you're chasing men, you're chasing clients, and you know that you have something, a je ne sais quoi about yourself, but you just can't seem to magnetize what you want, it's because you don't have the foundational structure. Okay? And here are a couple of ways so you can be able to get it. One, if you want to come to the Monetize Like a Muse Masterclass, it is $175 for the Tier 1 ticket. The Tier 2 ticket is $497 because you get 2 weeks of personal coaching with me. So once we have And then on top of that, let me say this: when you pay 197, 195, although 175, you automatically get access to that diagnostic tool. So you're going to get that email with that tool in there that's going to ask you those 5 questions, and I need you to bring those 2 to 3 monetizable skills that's worth 10,000 up into 100,000. Okay, I need you to bring those skills to class, because I'm going to tell you how to take those skills and go start getting the money. If you want me to teach you how to market that further, that is what you pay the $497 for, because for 2 weeks I'm going to push you and we're going to get that out, because I need you to be closing something and somebody within the first 30 days. Okay, so with that being said, that is the Monetize Like a Muse class. You get 1 ticket for $175, or you can get the $497 ticket that comes with that. The second option that you have is how I work through the Muse Ascension. If you want to go through the Muse Ascension Method as a whole, if you find yourself in the space where you like, you know what, I don't want to play, I want to go ahead and work on my emotional wealth, I want to work on my feminine influence, I want the spiritual order, I need that, I want the aligned monetization, because I'm tired of exhausting myself by doing everything else, and I'm prepared for high caliber leadership, then your option is going to be the Muse Activator. The Muse Activator, right now, the first 3 spots that I have, and we're going to start on the 15th. But the first couple of spots I have, and everything you can get from me is with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. Let me say that too. All my courses and this program. This particular program for the first 3 spots is going to be $997. The original price of the program is $2,222. Okay? You're going to have 6 weeks with me in a group coaching space. It is going to be amazing. We're going to address all these things immediately when you come in. Once you make your payment, you're going to get your contract, and then we're going to have our one-on-one. And then when we start on the 15th, that first week, we're regulating their nervous system immediately. We're getting on top of that. Okay? So if you're interested in that program, then DM me the word activate. If you DM me the word activate, I am telling you I'm going to send you a payment link, because I am going to assume that you want to start immediately. If that is not the case, then click the link in the bio and fill out that form where it says Muse Activator, and it will send you a form where it breaks down a little bit of like the program and different things like that. Okay, so DM me the word activate if you are prepared for the Muse Activator. If not, and you need to get in the space of aligned monetization, then you need to be in Monetize Like a Muse, because I'm telling you, Monetize Like a Muse is going to be my last masterclass for a while. I normally do masterclasses kind of like every month, in a quarter. I am loosening up I am tightening up my grip. So I'm not going to be doing a lot more masterclasses. I'm going to be focused more on my one-on-one clients and focus on the women in the Muse Activator and in the big program, which is the Magnetic Muse. I'm going to be focusing more on my high-level programs. I want to work with women who want transformation. I don't want to work with women who have quick fixes. So if you have a money ceiling and you want to get access to me and you want to fix that, then you need to be in Monetize Like a Muse next on the 13th. Which is going to be at noon. You do get a copy of the replay. You get access to the $10,000 tool. So you leave with a monetizable skill. You leave with understanding my triple stream method, which is your monetizing your story, monetizing your skill, monetizing your signal, because all of those things matter if you want to magnetize the money to reside where you at. Okay, so all of those things you're going to grasp along with the Muse money magnet method. So those are the 2 things I'm going to be teaching. There's no reason for you to be stuck in a space to where you hit these money ceilings. And yes, I am going to be selling Monetize Like a Muse by itself after, but the price point is going to be extremely different and going to be higher, because the value of what I'm giving in Monetize Like a Muse, that really is slick. Like, to me, the value of it is a 5-figure value, because I'm teaching you how to find a monetizable skill set that can position you to make anywhere from $10,000 to $100,000. This is not for children. This is not for play. So if you really want aligned monetization, you want money that comes to you with ease, then the Monetize Like a Muse is going to be a great starting point. If you get the Muse Activator, you automatically get a ticket to Monetize Like a Muse, so you don't have to worry about getting both. So if you desire the Muse Activator and you send me Activate, I'm going to send you a payment link for the $997. You can get it with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay, and then you're going to get the information for the ticket for class, and you're also going to get access to that tool, and all of that is going to come to you immediately. You'll get your contract within 24 hours. You'll fill out that contract, and then you'll start getting your information on how we can start having our one-on-ones. So if you are interested in that program, like I said, if you send me Activate, I'm assuming you're ready to pay. Because like I said, I don't get in there asking me 50 million questions, because I'm not going to answer them. I'm just going to be honest with you. I work with women who are ready to get it done. So if you are not ready to get it done, don't even do it to yourself. Okay? What questions do you have for me? I'm going to answer some questions. What questions do you have for me about everything that we talked about today? Like I said, the magnetic woman has structure, baby. That's why she ain't out here chasing men, ain't chasing money, and ain't chasing clients. Them folks finding her. Everything is finding its way to her. It tells you that seek ye first the kingdom of heaven and its righteousness, and everything else to be added unto you. Why are you chasing anything? It goes against your design. Okay? So what questions do you have for me? Let me see. I'm trying to figure out which one to get. I think that we talked yesterday and I sent you Activate. That is the best one for you. You'll get Monetize Like a Muse. That is going to be the best one for you. So you just have to make a decision. And you're in that space now to where you just have to choose whether or not you're going to come on board and you're going to invest your time, energy, attention, and your money in, pushing into that space, or you're going to hold off. Okay? What questions? No problem. What questions do you guys have for me? What questions? Is that on my leg? And also, I tell people all the time, you can watch my lives and manifest, but you gotta at some point as a woman, you have to ask yourself if you want to keep manifesting or if you want to sustain. Manifestation is easy work. That's why people can sell y'all into it so quickly. Like, oh, manifest this, buy this, do this. Manifestation is easy. Sustaining is the hard part. Sustaining takes understanding the process. It takes a little bit more grit. It takes a little bit more internal work. And a lot of people are not really ready or willing to even do that. So they want to try to figure out the cheap route. Or they want to try to figure out the shortcut. When in reality, you realize that there is no shortcut. Because you're not above your own. You're never above the program. You're never above the program. So, but yes, I don't see any questions. Make sure that you click the link in the bio to subscribe. Let me see. To subscribe to my YouTube channel to get access to any of my products and my services. I've seen a couple of people purchase tickets to Monetize Like a Muse. I can't wait to see y'all in there. Monetize Like a Muse is going to be hidden. That's why it's going to be my last masterclass for a while, because I'm really positioning you to really make 100K. And if you choose not to come into that, I don't care what you do, because you don't care about yourself. And I'm so serious when I say that. I really don't care. If you don't care about yourself, and don't come to me asking me how to make money. I'm so serious. Don't ever come to me asking me how to make money if you're not going to come to Monetize Like a Muse. Because I'm telling you and giving you everything where you can position yourself for 10K, 100K. It's literally up to you, or even possibly more. And you get an energetic profile that helps you realize how you operate. Absolutely not. How do I make money using feminine energy? You learn that in class. That's why it's called Monetize Like a Muse. A muse, I believe that women are muses. Women are muses, and a muse by definition is a source of inspiration. It is walking art. It inspires investment. Women, the reason why, and I'm going to tell you the truth on this too. The reason why there are women men who are willing to invest in them really quickly is because they are an asset. Muses are assets because muses inspire more. Let me tell you, I ain't even gonna give you, I think I was gonna give y'all this type of cheat code, but I'm gonna go and give it to you. I'm gonna give you this one cheat code I used. But it's true. And let me just tell you, this is not manipulation. I don't play them kind of games. But first and foremost, everybody's a manipulator. This is manipulation. Me snapping. Manipulating, man. Everything is manipulative. Not everything is deceptive manipulation. So I'm not being deceptive in any kind of way, but I am gonna tell you, because it worked. Point blank period, the end. Y'all don't be thinking, but let me help you out. So there was a man. He was interested in me. And he asked me what I wanted in order for me to marry him. And I said, I need 10 acres of land. I think I said 5. I think a minimum of 5, right? So it's a minimum of 5 acres of land. And he was like, oh, okay, this kind of light work. So he came back and we were talking about business, and he was like, yeah, I think I want to hit, 250,000 for this year. And I got quiet, and he was like, well, what do you think about that? And I was like, I think that's not enough. but see, here's the thing though. Now you gotta have the energy. I was like, I think that's not enough. And he was like, what do you mean? I said, well, according to what you told me, you want to leave an inheritance for your children. You're going to buy me 5 acres of land. And in the United States, if you want to get the tax breaks that you want to get, you at least need to be aiming for a minimum of about $380,000 at minimum. And even that's a soft hit. He looked at me. He was like, you right. You right. You absolutely right. But see, that challenged him, but that turned him on. Because, baby, standards, bring it higher. Don't play with me. Bring it up. Y'all don't know how to inspire these folks. And that really inspire. I know. Y'all don't know how to inspire folks to go make more money so they can give it to you high. Y'all don't get it. They don't get it. And it's not even that. I'm not going to say that because I don't like branding other people. But it's not even that. It's not even that. It's really it's the standard. I am the standard. My God, I said I want 5 acres of land. I ain't say I wanted a purse. I'm damn about that. That made me mad. You want to add value to me? Add value to me being in a space of longevity, because I don't know if you're going to be here for a long time or a short time. So while you're here, invest in my long-term development high. I like crypto. I like land. Okay, like what? Be an inspiration, baby. That's not enough. I ain't be like, look, you want that little money because ain't nobody doing it. I just said that's not enough. And I reminded him of what he said. You said you wanted to leave an inheritance. You said that you were going to buy me 5 acres of land. You said that's not enough. And I know you can go. I need you to close the gap between you and a larger amount, because I know you can. You've done it before. You right. You so right. Yeah. Baby, he trying to plan a date. Monetize like a muse, baby. And when I say monetize like a muse don't mean that you just got to be getting your own money. Sometimes people will give you their money. They'll give you that. They give you their money. Because you are that much of an investment. Your presence and your energy is that magnetic. They don't want to lose it. They're going to invest any and everything to keep that smile. Please. Telling you, Monetize Like a Muse gonna be that girl. She is that girl. And if you don't get in there now, that price point is not going to be the same. I'm telling you right now. So coming to the Muse Activator, you automatically get Monetize Like a Muse. Coming into Monetize Like a Muse, you at least know how to make yourself an asset without selling your soul or being an imposter or operating from a space of insecurity. Ain't you tired of that? Y'all act like y'all don't want money unless it's coming from men. And half of the men y'all be trying to get money from won't even give y'all none because y'all don't show yourself as an asset. Sky Blue, my love, DM me the word activate, and I'll send you the link for the $9.97. Once you take care of that, I'm gonna send you your contract, and right after you make that payment of $9.97, you're gonna get the tool to get those 3 monetizable skills right out in front. You're gonna figure out what your energetic profile is and how you work so you don't burn yourself out, baby. I thought about all the things for y'all, because all the mistakes I made in my first business when I was burning myself out, baby, I'm helping y'all not do it again. And this quiz is so fire. It's so fire. I sent it to my homegirl, who is my colleague, to pick it out. And she said, girl, oh my God, this is so on point. I cannot believe that you created this. It's a $10,000 buy. And it positions you to make up to $100K if you do it right. If you answer the questions. And then I send you a special question to ask it once you get your energetic profile that helps you close the gap between you and the amount of money that you really gonna make. See, I sent it to another young lady yesterday who I would definitely mentor. And I told her, I said, now come back and see me when you get your first 15,000, because it's not going to be long. She was like, oh my God, this is so clear. This lets me know that I'm on the right path, but this is how I do it. Yeah. Monetize like a muse, baby. People are investing in you. Believe me. Okay? A man know who he can play with and who he cannot. He does. But people know that, though. People know that. People know the people, they can feel the people they can play with and the people they can't. It's real simple. So let me see. I think somebody else asked me a question. Let me go back. Sorry. What are the common characteristics of the women in my group have? Okay. So the women who come to work with me in the in the Magnetic Muse, which is my highest level program, which that is 12 weeks, and in the Muse Activator, these are women who are, they're like spiritual. A lot of them are believers. A lot of them come into this space and they, they're everything for everyone. They're really performance based. Like they've kind of come in, they've worked hard, they've laid a great foundation, but the reality is that they're exhausted. People get over on them because they have boundaries. They're not trying to they haven't figured out, what angles of their mirror are causing certain people to come into their space or causing certain experiences. So we first have to retrain their nervous systems, because though they're really gifted, though they're really skilled, though they can make money, though they can do all these things and they're everyone's person, they are a nervous system wreck. They are literally 1 or 2, 3 scenarios from having a nervous breakdown. For real. They are like 3 more crazy scenarios of them having a nervous breakdown. And they feel it, and they recognize it, and they don't want to go there, so they want to turn around before they go too far. Which is why when they come through the door, nervous system regulation immediately. Emotional recalibration immediately. Then we make the spiritual order your core. So you never disconnect from your core. Because when you disconnect from your core, you put yourself and position yourself to become prey. I take women from prey to powerful. The ones who are ready. So those are the women that are in my space. Those are the women that are in my space. And if you want to be in that space, DM me the word activate. And like I said, I will send you the link to pay. You will automatically get your information for the Monetize Like a Muse class. You will automatically get your information for the Monetize Like a Muse class. You will automatically get your monetizable 2 to 3 skills. You will automatically get access and your ticket to class. And when you come to class, all you got to do is be focused, because you already know where the money coming from. And the income skills are rooted in your identity. So what imposter syndrome? You could do this in your sleep. My client did it last night, and I had a conversation with her, and I wrote about this because this is my repeat client. She actually is this is her 4th time coming to work with me. But I'm going to give you a little bit of her results of how that worked for her. So, where is it? I don't know what I did with it. I think I lost it. I lose it in my notes. I think I may have. But anyway, I'm trying to go off the top of the dome. The first time that she came to work with me, she lost 45 pounds, and she stopped drinking. And she reversed the liver damage. The second time she came to me, she got in sync with her cycle and got her rhythm-based strategy together. And she was able to attract funding for a property that she had been struggling with and trying to figure out how to get. The third time that she came to work with me, immediately when she signed the contract and everything was sent over, she secured a 5-figure contract. Now we are working on closing out an amazing offer that she has, and she is working on securing some other funding that's going to end up coming, and she's creating passive income streams for herself, because what she's learned through this process is that money is very attractive to her when she learned this from this monetizable skill set quiz that I put out there. She learns that she is a person who enjoys more of passive money. She is a person who energetically, she has to create things and then market them in her authentic embodied energy so that people buy in. And this is what has been working for her. She was just selected to be a master teacher in her craft as well. So she just keeps getting results. She keeps coming back. Women who embody and women, she just keeps getting results. She keeps coming back. Women who embody and women don't just come back unless there's some form of result. There's some form of something happening. Okay? She literally got her health together. She literally got her spiritual life together. And she literally started attracting more money. Marriage got better. Everything. Everything. So everything starts and ends with you. So if you want to be in the Muse Activator, DM me the word activate. I'm going to send you the payment link. If you want to be in, and with that, of course, you get a ticket to Monetize Like a Muse. So don't worry about that, okay? Because you'll get all of that information as well. If you want Monetize Like a Muse because you've hit a money ceiling, then make sure that you sign up for class. You can either get the $175 option or you can get the $497 option. All of these things come with Klarna, Affirm, and Afterpay. The $497 option is me coaching you for 2 weeks via Telegram. We're going to be talking every day. I'm going to be on you. Because I need you to pull in one of those sales within the next 30 to 45 days. I need you to be able to position yourself for that. And I'm going to teach you the garden method of how you sow value, and so that you can consistently reap value and you can detach from the outcome, but money consistently comes in, because that is feminine magnetism, and that is one of my specialties. Okay? So, I don't see any other questions. I'm going to go find food. Congratulations to those who will be coming to class, and congratulations to those who will be joining us in the Muse Activator. Okay? I will talk to y'all soon. Happy Feminine Friday. Happy Sabbath to those who are Sabbath keepers, who are getting ready to go into Sabbath. And yeah, I think that's all I got. So, all right, y'all. Self-care is the key fundamental of every single relationship, because you set the tone of how people treat you by the way you treat yourself, and you should treat yourself exceptionally well because you deserve it. Okay? And yes, shout out to the mamas out there. There is nobody like you. There is no one who can replace you, honey, and there is never an award big enough to give you for what it is that you do. Okay? And everything that you are. All right, y'all. Catch this on YouTube. See y'all later. Peace.